Welcome back to Moms on a Mission. This is episode 39.
Again,
because we are living in 39. This is where we shall stay, at 39.
Until further notice. We're on episode 39.
That's right. Ask us and we'll tell you it's 39.
Yep.
Today we have a very special guest. We are super excited to talk to Maria Voisin from Rose and Kite Fitness in Cleveland, Georgia. She has an awesome website. She is a Pilates instructor and a fitness business in Cleveland. It is really, really awesome.
Yeah, we're excited.
I have been privileged to take classes with Maria, so I'm super excited about this one.
Yeah, that's amazing. Is this now she was at Momco recently?
Yes. Maria did a class for Momco with us as well.
Both of my boys had ball games that night, so I wasn't there.
Oh, that's okay.
I missed out.
There was the Pilates girls in the front row, and all the other girls were in the back that were just timid about it.
Yeah,
but everyone had a great time, and the feedback I got was, all those girls in the front knew what to do, so we all had to stay in the back.
Oh, I was like, next time they can move on up.
Yeah, they were like, that was so awesome. They enjoyed it. They had fun. There was giggles and stretches and all kinds of stuff going on. So that was
The giggles were great.
Yeah.
I was glad people were having fun. That's all that mattered to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just giving themselves a little time to relax and enjoy.
Yeah. And they did. I mean, they were back there, just like they were doing the moves, but like kind of, the comments, like they were there for the comment section. It was hilarious. You could hear them giggling back there.
There certainly would have been giggles if I was present, because the stretching would have led to probably some really funny sounds.
That was part of it. So I think somebody was like, "Did you just toot?" And
oh gosh,
it did not happen, but it turned into a big thing back there. It was funny.
That is funny.
So, all right. So, Maria, we are so super excited to have you. We typically kick off with a prayer, and then we'll want you to tell us all about you and what you do.
Sounds good. I'm happy to be here.
All right. It's your turn.
It is my turn.
Woohoo.
All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
All right.
Close your eyes.
Close your eyes. All right. Father God, thank you for the gift of this new day. We invite you into this space right now and ask you to open our hearts to hear your voice and steady our minds with your truth. We ask you to align our steps with your will. Please remove any distractions, any fear, any pride, and replace them with peace, replace them with clarity and with courage. And we pray that everything that we say today brings glory to your name. It is in your name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, Maria, tell us how you got to be a fitness instructor, a Pilates instructor, and tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, so I'll say my story started when I was young. I was always into putting together clubs, especially for girls. I had a girls club. I had a girls magazine.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had, when I got into dance, I became a dance instructor for 15 years. That was right out of college. And I had, I would train girls groups. I had girls camps. I really like to bring together women and provide this area of support for women. So encouragement and support. Yeah, it's always been important to me. But I started my fitness career really through dance. I was an instructor for 15 years. And I taught Latin dance and ballroom dance.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
It was cool. It was fun. And it started as a hobby and became a career. It was never like my intention to be a dance instructor.
The best way to have a career.
The best way.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very fortunate. It felt very led. I was led there. And I started this in Asheville, North Carolina. I started teaching there and I feel like I created a little bit of a community around the dance, and it was a nice group of people. We had festivals. We did a lot of things. And we even got written up by Southern Living, New York Times.
Awesome.
People would come through there and be like, why is there a Latin dance scene in Asheville, North Carolina?
I
It was
love
just
it.
bizarre. And people were not expecting it.
Yeah.
So, but it's the area itself is a contra dance area. People get in these big gyms and they do this sort of square dance where they go in circles. And I was teaching dances from Cuba, which did very similar things. It was like trading partners. So when I came into Asheville and started teaching that, people were already ready for it.
Cool.
It's just kind of meant to be. So
Yeah, that's neat.
it was fun, and it created community. Everyone's laughing, everyone's meeting each other. It was just a warm, lovely feeling.
Yeah.
But after 15 years of it, I decided I needed to kind of get into the national, international stage with it. So I moved to Atlanta. And Atlanta did kind of launch my career in that way. And I definitely started traveling more. I did very well as a dance instructor. But when I started getting up to like year 13, I was like, ooh, I'm starting to feel this, and my body it's starting to kind of hurt my lower back. I was feeling exhausted and worn out because it's a very high intensity job. You're
sure.
rehearsing all the time,
Yeah.
traveling all the time. You don't really rest. Like rest isn't on the menu. So I decided I was going to start learning Pilates, and I did my first Pilates class. I couldn't even do a roll up. I couldn't get off the ground, and I thought I was an athlete. I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah. Pilates will sneak up on you.
Yeah, humble you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I got work to do. Hated Pilates. I was like, this is the worst. I felt terrible about myself. So I knew there was something there for me. So I decided to just dive in, and I went into a 600-hour, like fully classical Pilates certification. It took me a year. I learned every apparatus. I learned the why behind it, the history of it. And then I started training my dancers in Pilates.
Oh.
And this is my last 2 years of dance. We really did great. Like we were strong, we were athletic, we had endurance. And so we did some really great performances. And then year 15, I was like, this is my cutoff point. I'm going to pass the baton and move into Pilates as a full-time career.
How cool.
And that was 2012, I think.
Okay.
Around there.
Okay.
And then I moved into personal training, corrective exercise. I started specializing with people with back pain because that's what I knew. People with joint issues, hypermobility because I have a lot of hypermobility in my body. So I kind of got specialized, and that was my niche for a long time in Atlanta. And then I was like, I never wanted to be in a big city this long. I want to be in a smaller town. And I met my husband who lives up here. I was like, okay, this seems kind of meant.
Take me north, Lord.
Take me north. I'm following you. Yep. So I ended up moving up here in 2019, right before the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
And I was commuting to Atlanta, which was insane. And then the pandemic shut it down, and I moved online. And so all my clients stayed with me. Almost all my clients stayed with me online. And then at a certain point, maybe about like a year and a half ago, I was like, I've got to meet people in this town.
Yeah.
And I want like people in my gym, and I want to, I was always used to having a community. So I love my online clients, but I started, reaching out. I was teaching in different gyms around town. And then my husband helped me fix up this really cool building on our property.
Oh, it's so nice.
It's
Oh,
a nice,
that sounds cool.
It's a cool little gym. And, it's like a 3-person. I probably could put more people. I like 3 people in there is perfect. And so just like a little boutique gym, and I got the reformers and all the, I'm still building up all the equipment, but yeah, it's been really lovely. And when I did the class for Momco, I felt really called to do that. And I want to do that more for women. And I've actually reached out to some of my healthcare providers, and I'm like, if you have a space after work, let's do it. Like, just bring me in. I just want to do a free class. I just want to support all these healthcare workers. I want to support teachers. I feel like I see so many of my women clients are just tired and exhausted, and they just need a little TLC and a little self-care, just a little bit of like a seed or just a little push. And so I'm here for that right now. I just want to serve. I want to be able to offer that in the evenings. So my schedule right now, I just work in the mornings, and I'm keeping my evenings open for events like that now.
Awesome.
That's
So
perfect.
I'm hoping to do more of those around town.
We need to talk because I have a person in mind who actually and you may know them in Cornelia. They're working on kind of building this like fitness community. It started with physical therapy, and then it just kind of grew and kept snowballing,
Kept growing.
Yeah, and so that might be a really great fit for something like that too.
Cool. Yeah.
But so I love that because all of that kind of speaks to me. I've always loved ballet. I've never actually, I did it as a kid, but I never did anything after that. But I always loved like the movement of it. And so I've liked Pilates and done Pilates for years. But I got introduced to Pilates at a dance studio because we were in Omaha for a very short time in life. Matt was transferred there for a while. I moved up there. It's inner city, right? So there's dance studios and yoga studios and all these cool things, within walking distance. So I'm like, I'm gonna do a dance class. I need to move a little bit. So I did a dance class, and that was part of the dance class. You didn't do the dance class alone. You did Pilates like twice a week, and then we did dance twice a week. And that I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know I had those muscles in there. Like,
That's awesome.
they were like, I was doing stuff that I had never experienced before, so.
That's cool. I didn't
And
know
I
you
haven't-
had that
Yes.
background.
Yep.
That's great.
I have never taken a Pilates class or participated in it from a different perspective of being, a former athlete my whole life and other athletes going, if you think that it is like a sissy version of any sort of workout, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's one of the most difficult and toughest things I have ever done.
I watch, I have a girl online that I have watched do Pilates and everything. She brought this like macho dude on her video. He's bulky, he's big,
This
he's
is
got,
going to be nothing.
yeah, and he told her, he was like, I know this isn't what I think it is, but he's got his own channel. He's, he's weightlifter, all this stuff. He was dying.
Yeah.
He did great at first. And then, especially in the ab work, he was like, okay, okay, how many more do we do?
Well, and this is a perfect example of like the perception of Pilates. So the original Pilates really was a rehab exercise. It was for soldiers who were injured in war.
Oh.
And so Joseph Pilates put together these bed springs in this internment camp, and he helped rehab people on their backs.
Interesting.
And so it started like kind of nice, and actually I had a recent client who just started with me, and she told her daughter she's going to do Pilates, and she goes, Mom, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And she's like, it's nothing like that. And I'm like, no. With one-on-ones, we work where you're at. We're rehabbing you. We're balancing your muscles. We're mobilizing you. We're not here to like kick your butt until you're ready.
Right.
If
Right.
you want to get your butt kicked, boy, can we do that?
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, and I think that's why the videos of men getting Pilates training is popular, because it's kind of like showing you that Pilates isn't what you think. It's the smaller muscles, the deeper muscles, the ones that you aren't using when you're bulking up your biceps,
Yeah.
like the little muscles in your shoulders, and like even a light weight or holding it is hard.
Yes,
because
when
we're
you're
targeting.
doing this for a long time and then pulsing, you're like,
Yes.
And you're like, it's a 2-pound weight. How is this? Yeah, I know. It's
and then
mind-blowing.
you see those 3 bands over your shoulder, and you're like, okay.
Well, I think people just have this preconceived notion about it, and it's, so far off.
Well, and that it is so surprising, because you are an athlete, and she was an athlete from a child and still is. I've seen her play kickball on a
Watch out.
There's a video out there somewhere that's, got quite the comical 19-second clip to it.
I'll check that out later.
But what is crazy though is even pro athletes, they're just now moving into this. We really need to pay attention to our hips. We really need to pay attention to, flexibility and using all of these inner deep core. Pro sports they're top tier. They know way more than any of us know regularly. And it's just now becoming a thing. So I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
I think it just terrifies me because I know that it's not going to be easy.
Well, you come to me and I will take care
Okay.
of you. honey.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
not- it will
That's
feel
the deal.
really good before, like, it should feel good. You should walk out of there and feel taller and feel good. And
Say less.
True. That is true. That is true.
Say less. Feel taller. I'm in.
Yeah.
you had me at taller.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So one of the things that I know that is like we have talked about personally, and I know in your classes, we talk about body awareness and like being in tune. And I think for women, this is like sometimes like in our 20s, we're like looking in the mirror all the time. We're like, this is very important to us. And then after we have kids, like I realized at some point I moved the full length mirror out of my closet where I get dressed. And I'm like not too long ago, I was like, I don't think I've seen myself like in a mirror
Looking this
undressed
hot and
in a
beautiful.
long time.
Right? Yeah.
I know.
No, I
hear
was
you.
like, I should move that back in so I know what everyone else has to see.
Oh,
No, you give yourself more grace than that.
yeah.
Well, but we tend to like just be like, oh, I'm just throwing some clothes on. Like we got to get through the day, and like, so staying in tune, I know is something that I've heard you talk about some.
Yeah, and I think also it's good that you're bringing it up, being before you have your babies, when you're pregnant, after you have your babies, then you get into midlife, and that's another whole like change in your body. So I think it's really good to learn about your body sooner than later and like what to expect and how to listen to your body, because some of the signals it's giving you, we're ignoring because, and this is going to bring me onto my pulpit here about like loving yourself and loving your body and learning to listen to yourself, because we're really taught to just forge ahead, get it done, get through your day, take care of everyone around you.
Yeah.
And so, and I get that sometimes you need to just forge ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, if you're not listening to like the pain that you're feeling somewhere, if it's, let's say you just get a little tweak in your elbow, that's fine. It's going to heal. But I mean, the bodies are miracles, right? We are fearfully and wonderfully made. And fearful means awe-inspiring, like we are amazing. We are miracles every day. Our bodies can heal themselves. And so I think having that, and just feeling empowered in your body that you can take care of yourself and you can learn to listen to your body before it gets to be chronic and you've done some damage, let's say into your joints or your digestive system, your nervous system, especially. So slowing down, I think that one of the things I love about Pilates is I teach kind of a somatic version of Pilates too. It's called restorative Pilates. So you're just breathing, you're focusing on your body, you're learning how to calm down, you're listening, you're kind of observing. It gives you the time to observe what's going on in your body. And it's a tune-up. Like the whole time you're in that class, you're kind of tuning everything up. You're going from part to part and you're going, how's this? Ooh, I didn't realize that was so tight. I didn't realize I couldn't twist this much on this way, but I can twist, and you're starting to learn your body in Pilates. And that's what I love about it. It's a moment for you and yourself. Of course, it gets to those higher levels where, you're doing the athletic part of it, but I don't think of Pilates as the athletic part of it. It's the Instagram does,
Right.
But the way I teach it is I want you to take get your master's degree in yourself. I want you to learn about yourself, and I want you to leave the class knowing, okay, I need to do something with my neck. I need to stretch this out every night before bed because this is where I hold my tension. Or, every time I eat this thing, I get hot and my face gets hot. Or, just starting to learn to observe more, slow down. And Pilates gives you that mental space, to do that. Learning to listen to your body, I think, is really key. And also knowing what phase of life you're in and what to expect, right? And how to meet yourself at that point and not go, oh, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I look terrible. And not to say that there's anything wrong with feeling like looking at yourself and wanting to look good, but also not putting the expectation on yourself that you're going to be 21 when you're
ever again
51.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And being okay with where you are and being like, for a 51-year-old, I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I can always improve here, but it's just, I think that learning to love your body, learning to take care of yourself. Like I always tell my clients, you are more helpful to people around you when you take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
You have more to give. You don't feel exhausted. You don't feel resentful. When someone says, hey, can you do this for me? You're like, absolutely. I'd love to do that for you. And that's a good feeling because you took some time to take care of yourself. And so you're not feeling like completely empty. And
it's that whole airplane mask theory, right?
Yes.
Like you can't, you got to put your own airplane mask on
Before you can help
first.
somebody else.
Yeah, because by the time you get theirs on and then yours, you're a goner and they're going to have to drag you around for the rest of the time. So
And I think it's real easy to say to yourself, on a day-to-day basis, oh, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good until you actually get in there and put in the work and you go, oh my gosh, I didn't know what good actually felt like.
Well, yeah. And like, that is like what Maria's talking about in Pilates too, like with the, like laying there and thinking about like, okay, relax, like my forehead muscle, now my cheeks. Okay. My neck, and literally thinking about those muscles, that's just something like we do, like just, and then, and like, it's not to like pinpoint them, but to realize like, oh yeah, ow.
That kind of hurts.
Yes. So
that's why we get sick on vacation. because you finally slow down, and then your body's like, oh, finally, I can just, like I've been holding you up and keeping you going, and now I'm tired, and you're letting me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that? Sometimes you get a vacation, you're like, I'm tired, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've always thought that was because I was the pack mule carrying everyone's stuff up 3 flights of stairs.
It is. Yep, it is that.
Border collie.
Yes. The okay, I packed that person, I packed that person, I packed me. Did you get that? Like, oh, we have, me and you both, we have our campers, and you have a camper too.
I do.
And
yeah, we do.
the camping is so incredible. I love it. I love when you're there, but getting that camper packed up is like,
And unpacked.
it makes you question camping every
Yes,
time.
Every time.
Every single
Every
time.
time I
You're
walk
like,
up the steps.
I love camping.
Every time you're like, okay, we're going to sell this big camper and get a real small camper.
Yep.
We say that every time too. Can we
Not
get a
us.
small-
We're like, we need a bigger one so we don't have to take all this crap out of here.
Yeah. No, we're kind of middle of the roaders. We had a fifth wheel, and just we had to downsize from it. I felt like that was a little too much, and
I always we take ours to Matt's mom's house, and when we pull up, I always feel like that trashy cousin, because we pull this huge thing in her yard.
here we come. Yep.
And they're everyone's like, oh my God. You can see us coming. I don't know that they actually feel that way, but that's how I feel when we pull
just
up.
on the inside.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of all these muscles and finding those parts and really starting to pay attention, there is something, and we're just going to have this conversation publicly. We've talked about having it privately a couple of times. So it was let's just do it on the podcast. Alignment is crazy. A crazy concept that I'm learning about right now. So I had childhood scoliosis. I say that like it goes away. I have scoliosis. In my childhood, it was a 45-degree curve, C curve with a twist. Okay, so at 12, they put one Harrington rod on each side of the spine, fused the bottom vertebrae with my hip bone. Okay, so I have all these things. Never once. I am 39 now. I'll be 39 Monday.
Monday.
Okay?
Yep.
Maybe 2 months ago, I happened to find this video that was talking about the way that you walk. And I was like, I know I've always walked duck-footed, always, especially my right foot turns way out. I always attributed that to doing ballet in childhood. I was like, that's why I walk like that, because I did ballet. Okay. Well, that totally aside, I don't know anything about that, but I watched this video and I was like, I jumped in that rabbit hole and I let myself fall as far as I could that day, because I say theory, but it's for real. From the way that you hold your feet to your leg, your knee, your hip, which affects the back, which affects the neck, which affects the head, even the eye sockets. All of it has to do with your feet and your alignment.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new concept to me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why? Mm-hmm. When I was 10 to 12 and I was braced trying to fix the spine, did no one say, maybe if you worked on walking straight, it would fix the knee, align the hips, untwist the spine, stop the neck pain, and maybe, just maybe, you may even open up this. They just didn't know, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But this concept is insane to me.
Yeah.
And I've been using Pilates exercises not only to strengthen, but then I realized, well, what if I'm strengthening the muscle that is still twisted up? So in this, I'm trying to change the way I walk, which I can feel all over, which is now I've seen my hips, I can actually see changes in the hip.
Awesome.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Night and day difference.
Yes, it's mind-blowing. But just the fact of that I can feel it. I'm trying to be very mindful about what I'm actually doing. And I'm asking Matt, okay, how do I need to, because it feels bizarre. It feels wrong.
So, yeah.
It's
Can I talk about it?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, please do.
So this is why as a Pilates instructor, I'll never be bored because, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be studying these concepts.
Yeah.
But when I was a dancer, my back was so arched, my feet were turned out, my ribs were pushed forward. I mean, my whole body was changed by this practice that I did every day, right? And so you can, it takes years sometimes to get into these alignments. And some of us are born with certain things too. But it's usually your habits that over time take you in this direction. It took me 3 years to get my feet back, 3 years of Pilates and just working. And I went through a phase where I felt worse before I felt better.
Oh yeah, you hurt so bad.
You feel weird. Your body, I call it upsetting the apple cart. Like your body's like, no. We've been operating this way fine.
We're fine.
You don't need to mess with this system.
No.
We worked 15 years to put you right here.
Yes.
And now you're telling me, and it's like, so you have to be careful. You have to go gradual. You can't people are like, okay, I'm going to walk around with my shoulders. No. Don't do that. Like, don't try to force yourself into it. Your muscles aren't there yet, And then there's this balance around the joint, right? So if one muscle's tight, let's say your shoulders are tight right here, then it's going to stretch the muscles in your back long so they can't shorten. So you've kind of got to start with this first, right? You got to kind of release that tight tissue. There's a lot of different methods. It's not just stretching. It's not just self-myofascial release. It's not just PT. There's a lot of things, and some people respond different to things than others. I have a lot of success with this somatic work where you contract a muscle just a little and you slowly release it. And the muscle goes, oh, I can go this long.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm safe here. I can do this. And you work with your nervous system to change that muscular tension. Then once that's kind of more balanced, then you can start to strengthen on the other side of the joint. So then the joint's working well. So that's just one joint, right? So you're working in this one area, but then that affects the whole body, right? So we call it the kinetic chain, up the chain, down the chain. So your hips are off, that can affect your knees, that can affect your feet are off, that can affect your knees, that can affect your hips, right? Each joint area, one is supposed to be mobile, the next is supposed to be stable. Mobile, stable, mobile, stable. And so if you've got an area that's immobile, it's supposed to be mobile and it's like this, then it's the stable joint's going to start moving just to get you moving. And then the body senses danger. So there's all this balance that you're talking about. It's so cool that you've discovered this for yourself and you're working on it. But it's finding that balance in your body, and it takes time. But what's lovely about it is if you enjoy the process, and again, the best exercise to do is the one you enjoy, right? It's the one that you feel good about, even if it's not during, but after. Have a little bit of a reward.
You feel good afterward. Yeah,
might not be
not so much in the moment.
Yeah.
It still counts, right? So I think finding that is good. But as you're working, like I said, it's your master's degree in your body. As you're working on your body, it should feel like you're doing something for yourself.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't feel like work, and you shouldn't be mad at yourself if it doesn't happen overnight. Just know that it takes time. But if you're working towards it, eventually you will find that balance. And it's, for me, I love working with chiropractors and massage therapists. So if I have a client, we have this little team thing going, because the chiropractor can kind of go in there and they understand the alignment of the bones, the nerves. They can kind of create space for you. And then I think of myself as the plasterer. So they'll kind of put the bones on, and then I'll come plaster over it. Okay, let's keep it like this. Yeah. So it's a team effort sometimes when you're injured and you're dealing with that stuff. But yeah, the alignment, it's all about alignment in Pilates.
And I wanted to talk about that because I think there's so many things. We depend on our medical community so much, right? And so, my back hurts. And so I went to the doctor and they did this MRI, and then now I'm having surgery. Okay, whoa. Pump the brakes, because there's alternatives. And I didn't know about them at the time. But it maybe, I don't know. It may not have done anything as a child because I was still developing. Who knows? But if there would have been some knowledge around muscle and, and bone structure, things like that, maybe I could have kept the rods out of my back. I don't know. Who knows? It does. I'm fine with it now. I know how to deal with it. I'm conscious about it. I know, and I just pray, I'm like, God, either dissolve them or keep me mobile until I come and see you. That's my prayer. Whatever you need to do, I'm fine with it. But like there are alternatives, and I like us mamas tend to just like, I need a quick fix because I'm busy, or I got to keep this baby on my hip, so I'm gonna take the ibuprofen or the pill, and then we're gonna have the surgery, and then that can lead to so many other things that become issues. So like I think it's important to know like there's some other things that you can look into prior
That's a great
to
tip.
and working with somebody like you and that knows these things, that has knowledge in these areas. It can be not just a game changer, a life changer.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
you're right.
I think would tie in well with one of the things that you have written down here was, what are a few daily or weekly wellness habits that you personally consider non-negotiable for staying balanced and energized? For example, I didn't know that you weren't supposed to eat after a certain time.
Yes, this happened at Momco. We eat in the evening at Momco. So we came in, we were having soup and things, and I was like, Maria, you want to eat? And she was like, I don't eat at this time usually. I've already eaten, thank you. And I was like, oh, God, so smart, so smart. We're all eating at it's like late evening, and then we're gonna exercise on top of that, like.
Yeah. So again, I would say the most important thing really is to just kind of focus on the things God has given us, right? Clean air, clean water, clean food, good sleep, right? So the basics are the first things you want to cover, right? You want to make sure you have those things. Then you can get into like, don't eat after this time and balance your plate this way and stuff like that. But I would say like, if those things aren't covered first, those are the big hitters, right? So if you're looking at your well water and it's contaminated with glyphosate or, chlorine or whatever, you want to drink clean water because that's very important to our bodies, to the hydration of our cells. You want clean air, right? So you want to either have good air filters in your house, open your house, let the fumes out every once in a while, things like that. Just keeping that clean house in that way. And then of course, clean food, right? So this is the one I think is a lifelong thing. So it's not an overnight thing. You have to kind of continuously work on your pantry and getting your foods to become more what God intended, from the ground. And that can be very challenging for moms. I would say that's probably the biggest thing. Like you've got kids, you don't have time to like make fresh food all the time, So I would say I want to take the pressure off of that one for moms. Like going like a can of beans, that's fine. Get a can of beans. Just wash off the sodium and, it's fine. But you want to go more towards the whole foods. And then for moms that are really busy and they want to do that, but they see it's an extra time on their schedule, bring your kids in and bring them, like, get them involved with it. Give them a job. They love having a job. They want to be part of it. They want to hang out with you. And then that teaches them early the importance of it as well. And it doesn't feel like it's this thing you're doing for everybody. It's a family thing. You're teaching them, you're prepping, you're giving them decisions. What do you guys want for dinner? Let's find a creative, like I gave my daughter once, I said, okay, you're doing dinner. Pick a recipe. I'll help you. And this is going to be your recipe. This will be your special thing. And she picked mango chicken and it was delicious. And that's what she makes now. So that's like her thing. So,
that's awesome.
It's a sense of autonomy. It gives her like, okay, this is my dish. I was the one that picked it. We figured it out. I helped her. But again, she's a teenager. So it's different when you have like a 3-year-old. But
even my kids have been in the kitchen with me since they were really little bitty. And they just like, I got them those like plastic kid knives. And like they don't really work that good, but they could cut peppers with them. They can do certain things. And so now like they don't grill yet. I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, but they will come in and they can prep food. Awesome. They can cut vegetables. And this subject is huge at our house. And I think I love the fact that you bring it up that like don't put too much pressure on it because even though I can eat fairly clean for myself. I can make the salad. I can, make sure I've got some grilled chicken made up or whatever. But my kids like snacks. Yeah. And so I'm like, we talk about it constantly, but they still eat 10 times more sugar than I do. And then I send them to school.
Well, let me just tell you that at about 9:45 last night, all on his own. I've got a 12-year-old that's, we're creeping, will be a teenager in April.
Oh boy.
And he has grown tremendously over the
He
course
hit his
of
growth spurt.
really over the last 6 months, over the last year for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So about 9:45 last night, he peeks his head into the bedroom and he goes, "Mom, you want any French toast?" I said, "I do not, but thank you for asking." And he was like, "Okay, well, I'm just making some for myself." And he brought the bowl in of the mixture. And he was like, "Do you think that this is enough for 4 pieces?"
Oh.
And I said, "I think you're going to need another milk or another egg and probably a little bit more milk. I don't think that's going to cover 4 pieces." And all by himself, cooked him on the griddle, brought him in, and he was like, "Is the color good?" And I was like, "Color is fantastic." He did,
that's awesome.
He did great, but that's
Exciting.
he's just eating so much right now. So I'm like, I'm not going to judge the fact that you're eting French toast at 9:45 at night.
Yeah. Yes. I saw one of my friends that I follow on Facebook. She, her kid is really big into baseball. Big baseball player, has been since he was little bitty thing. Now he's coming up. He might be middle school, coming up into high school. She posted a picture of these chicken breasts. She's like, we eat a lot of these in my family, and so now we have cooked them and frozen them so that when we need that random snack, she's like, and he has been, I guess that's coming from baseball of like the like only wants protein, or like I don't know what all the things are, but he was he wanted to have chicken on hand. So that's what they did. They froze it up and he like sticks it in the microwave. I was like, oh, that is really smart. I try to prep, but I'm not doing the man-child prepping things yet.
It's coming.
It's not
coming. I'm really proud of my boys though, because they both love salad. And so, we've started putting Aldi into our routine because it's not right around the corner, but they're pre-made or pre-packaged salads. There's a chef salad and a Caesar salad. And I mean, they love both of them.
Yeah. That's
And
good that
so
they
that
like
doesn't-
veggies and fresh
Yes.
raw vegetables.
And
too.
they know they will get it out of the package. They will wash off the lettuce, put it in a bowl, mix everything together. But it doesn't hurt my mama heart for there to only be one left, or for them to go, "I want it." No, but I want it.
Oh yeah,
but
no,
I
you're
want
like,
it.
it's fine.
Great.
Sounds like you need to work it out amongst yourselves, boys.
Yep. Yeah, I that is very true. And it is really hard, especially my kids, like when you send them to school, it's not like they're just like doing whatever they want and because they know can't see them. It's just the options just aren't there, And so there's that factor too. Like we can do whatever we want at home, but there's 8 hours of an eating window there that even if they were, trying to be super clean and super healthy, the options just aren't, they're just not there openly,
Sure.
So, I mean, you can take that stuff with you and all that, but if you have school lunch, vending machines, even this is something like kind of, I never paid attention to really before, but we reward, especially in, I guess it's kind of an American culture, we reward with bad food.
Yeah.
Candy.
It's a big reward system, huge. Like, oh yeah, you can have that, sugar drink, or you can have the, candy's a really, really big one.
Very addictive.
And but that's like our reward system. And I had never thought about that before of like, like we are rewarding, with things like
It's
that.
one of the hardest things I will say, like when you're changing your diet, if you do eat a lot of sweets, and I'm a sugar person, like I love sweets. It took me years to just think fruit was a treat.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
Because it's so hypersaturated, the sugar and everything. And I loved candy. And I was so addicted to it. But over time, I've gotten to the point now where I eat a strawberry and I'm like, whoa, that is so
I feel that
sweet.
way about
Yeah.
pineapple. I can do the pineapple will sometimes kick that.
I love
that,
pineapple.
Yes, me
It's
too.
so good.
But
Yeah.
I also have started doing the like Greek yogurt with peanut butter, and then like with some dark chocolate on top. Oh my!
Give me that stuff.
Oh, it's so good.
Now you're talking about it's chocolate. Mine just lit up.
Yeah,
Like,
dark chocolate. That will like we just talked about this the other day. The more it tastes like a tire, the better for me. Like it's got to be 80% because that'll kick that sweet tooth out.
Yeah, that's helpful.
But yeah,
That's all you, girlfriend.
not a
That's
dark
all
chocolate
you.
eater.
No,
But her kids are though, right?
Maddox is.
Yeah.
Holt is my milk chocolate guy with me.
Yeah. But it is funny though, once you do start to train your body like that and eat things like that, you do kind of find like I'll go back to certain foods and I'm like,
Doesn't taste the same.
I don't like that anymore.
And this is kind of like the theme of our conversation here is that like slow and steady wins the race, right?
Yep.
Like, it takes 11 times like to quit an addictive habit. So if you try to quit sugar or whatever, change your diet, you might relapse. That's fine. That's normal. It takes us, and on average, the human being like 11 times to really make that switch if you're trying to give something up. And then if you're trying to create something, it's 21 days, right? So if you're trying to get in a habit, let's say you want to read your Bible every day, you get the first 5 days and then I'm tired today. It's starting, you kind of like starts to score over, you got to get like 21 days of something, whatever that habit is. So just knowing the psychology of that and how that works so that, again, you give yourself grace.
Yeah.
If you fall off and it's okay. It still
Just pick
counts.
back up.
It's a check mark in that 11, and then you keep going. And so don't get down on yourself. Oh, I'm not good at this. This is normal. This is normal for us. It takes a long time to make a change, and change is good, but change is not usually overnight.
Yeah.
And if
definitely
usually
not.
when it
It's
is,
not
we're
easy.
not happy.
Well, and especially in our bodies, like I remember years ago, I would always say, "Oh, I'm a big eater. I'm a big eater." Well, I think more the reason I was a big eater was because my stomach was stretched out. It wasn't that I needed that much food, because now, like, I just noticed this the other night. We were having pizza, and which I was kind of like, "Oh man," because I just ate the pizza. And then I was like, dang it, why did I eat the pizza? I was going to get something else, but I
It's too late now.
mindlessly ate the pizza.
Can't resist.
It was delicious, don't get me wrong, but I did notice that, maybe a couple years ago, it would have been like 4 pieces of pizza, maybe more. 1 piece, and I was like,
I'm good.
I think I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
then I ate another one, and then I made sure I was good. Like,
I like your brutal honesty.
but things do change, but it takes a really long time.
It
to be
does.
even just conscious about like, oh yeah, I'm talking and I'm eating this thing, and like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Don't forget, willpower is a muscle.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Constantly needs exercise. Okay, I saw on your website, this is something I did not know that you did things with, was autoimmune and thyroid. I had no idea that was something that you touch on. Can you
Yes.
kind of touch on that a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. So for me, it's a very personal journey because I think it was about 44 and I went hyperthyroid. None of my doctors knew what it was. I had to look it up and figure it out for myself.
Does this mean you get really skinny?
Yeah, it does.
No, Amanda.
I'm just saying. I know.
no,
Trust me.
Amanda.
I know. When I get on that medication to take it down, I'm like, maybe I'll just take a little less right now, take a pound off. But no, it's been, okay, dance world, beauty aesthetics, thin, right? Yeah. That's it. And the pressure is intense, right? Yeah. And because you did ballet when you were a kid, pulling your belly, pulling your butt, pulling your belly, pulling your butt. It's like, oh. So there's a lot of pressure on a dancer to stay thin. And so I probably didn't eat well and I was like, but I think because of years of just stressing my body out. I mean, it was a perfect storm. I think it was a lot of things. I lived in a moldy house. I never slept. I worked all the time. I was stressed out all the time. I probably didn't eat well, all of it, then my thyroid just poop. And then that's very much tied in with your adrenal glands, right?
Oh.
So your adrenal glands and your thyroid, they're very much in communication. They work together. And if you're running on cortisol, and this is a really good thing for moms to also listen to, because when you're go, 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 go all the time and you don't give yourself a rest, your cortisol starts to get really high. And then you can even get like that cortisol belly. Yeah. So it's just like if you start getting belly fat and nowhere else, it's like, okay, that's stress. That's the stress hormone is trying to protect you.
My face likes to show off stress.
Does it really?
It just loves to just be like,
break
we're
out?
stressed out.
That's
It
cortisol.
does too. I have makeup techniques, Laura.
You'll have to teach me because
still
I'm bad
don't
at
buy
makeup.
it.
Very bad
I
at
still
it.
don't buy it.
Yeah. So that's basically, I think the perfect storm happened. Boom, I went hyperthyroid.
Yeah.
So I had to learn a lot about autoimmunity because I was like, what is this? It doesn't run in my family. I don't know. It wasn't something I was expecting. And it's been 8 years now that I've had a struggle with it. I've learned a lot and I'm very much managed, but my goal is to heal it completely.
Yeah.
And this is where I think I need Jesus.
Yeah.
And I've been asking, I've been praying for it because I've done everything in terms of diet, nervous system, exercise, calming myself, cleaning my environment, getting endocrine disruptors out of my food, out of my beauty products. I mean, there's if you go to my website, I have like a free guide to like kind of cleaning up your house and detoxing your house. So it goes through like cleaners you should get rid of, things you can use just to kind of clean up your environment so you're not
Nice.
exposed to all of that, because women are becoming increasingly susceptible to autoimmune diseases. It's becoming more and more common, and especially in perimenopause.
I was going to say, I feel like
Or
I know
postpartum.
so many more people that have this issue now than we did even just 10 years ago.
Yes.
I hear about it a lot more. And you said something, first of all, tell us your website. What's your website?
Yes, roseandkitefitness.com.
Okay, so
Yeah.
ROSE and AND, kite, KITE.com.
Fitness.
Fitness.com.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then one thing that you mentioned, and I know for me, this is a pain point. When we start, okay, we're going to get healthy. 2026 is our healthy year. We're going to exercise. We're going to walk. We're going to get some of the chemicals out of our food. We're going to stop using so much plastic. Okay. You're like, oh my word,
Yeah.
or supplements, they can be overwhelming, or, whatever your thing is that you want to do, you start looking into it and you're like, I can't do this. It's a full-time job.
Yes.
I've been working on this for years. Cleaner food. Not, I went organic today, just cleaner food. Yes. Maybe, I turn the package over. If the list is this long, I put it back and I choose something where the list is this long. I didn't make the fig bar at home. I want to.
Right.
One day I will. But right now, I just have to choose the 4-ingredient fig bar rather than the 15-ingredient fig bar. Same with the cleaners. Like, I still buy cleaners. Well, actually, I am to the point now where I do not, because I started buying vinegar instead. And I just
make it
use
yourself.
for everything.
Yep.
Like, even my kid breaks out in hives, and we think we've got it just about under control with changing no commercial laundry detergent.
There you go.
It's just, it was 3 ingredients, not the 6-ingredient
Right.
thing that you have to order from Amazon to get the special washing. It was just 3 ingredients, and it's mainly water, but it has like washing soda that you can buy at Walmart and vinegar or something. Don't quote me on that, because I don't think there's vinegar in that. Anyways,
fact checking, please.
it's just the one, just like one thing
Right.
better. It doesn't have to be all things better all at once. Just one thing better.
Yeah, that's a really good tip.
You're working
Towards
Yeah.
that's again slow and steady. This is what
Yes.
we're talking in here, right?
Yes.
And don't put the pressure on yourself, because this is a lot of things we don't know. I grew up with so much processed food, all that stuff. I don't blame that for my thyroid. I think it was my own doing, honestly, of just the pressure and the stress and, like I said, the perfect storm. But we are resilient. Our bodies do detox. Our livers are huge, and they're there for a reason, to detox. Keep your liver healthy through life. I will say that is your best defense against everything coming at you. So just taking good care of yourself in that way. And that, I think we talked a little bit about cleanses. We might not have time to go into depth on that today, but be careful of that. Be careful of starting a really intense cleanse in your body, because we are, like, if you think about our bodies, we're collecting things our whole lives, like little plastics and chemicals and glyphosates and things, and our body's doing its best to detox it. But if it can, it stores it in our fat. And so, and in our lymphatic system and in our bodies. And so if you start a cleanse, like, you're like, okay, I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. I'm going to aggressively get rid of it. And your body is not like actually eliminating all this stuff. All you're doing is recirculating it in your body. And then you're feeling terrible. So you have to do it. If you're going to do a detox, I would really highly recommend you do it with somebody who knows what they're doing.
Oh, that's good tip.
And works with you.
Have you ever done a detox? Me either. Not a true one. I've
done
fasted.
a 9-month detox.
Holy moly.
Wow.
And I worked with a doctor. And because I don't, with my condition of hypermobility, my lymphatic system is very slow. It doesn't really I don't sweat at all. Which sounds great, right? You don't have to
she's
wash your clothes.
super skinny and doesn't sweat. I mean, come on.
That sounds like a double brag.
Love it until you get to your 40s, and then you'll be like, please, I watch my husband sweat, and I'm like, I want to do that.
I'm just giving
so
you a hard
bad.
time.
Yeah.
No, it was nice for a while, but then I'm like, I'm not detoxing.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of all this stuff.
It
My
really,
body's all-
I mean, that gets rid of a ton of salt and like
all
lots
kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Like sauna, and I try to do sauna, but I'm hyperthyroid. So my body's like, nope, you do not need any more heat
No,
in your
ma'am.
body.
Do you just store it?
Yeah, I think like once I got my lymph moving and I got my liver healthy, I'm eliminating now and everything's good. I feel great. Like there was stuff I couldn't eat. I'd be bloated.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine now. Like, but it took me 9 months of like going through each system methodically with a doctor, detoxing slowly so I didn't feel sick.
Right.
I don't necessarily recommend that for everyone because
Right.
I was trying to fight an autoimmune disease, and that was part of what I thought was the reason I had it is this, buildup of toxins in my body. And it was like I did a test, and it was like my doctor's like, "Whoa, you got a lot of stuff going on, girl." You know, and I was like, "Well, thanks." Like you don't ever want a doctor to tell you that.
Yeah.
No.
Like I've never seen a test like this before, and it's because I don't sweat, and so I didn't know I wasn't eliminating. So I'd work with someone because, and I would say like fasting is fine, especially when you're young. Like if you want to do a 12-hour or a 16-hour fast, it's great for the body. Fantastic. Your body can like take time to heal and shed some of that stuff. Gives your body a chance to eliminate. But don't try for like those 3-day fasts without knowing what you're doing. And especially if you're still working and, you know what I mean, moving and exercising. So that would be my recommendation is you could do the 12 or 16 hours, but work with a professional if you're going to do something deeper to make sure you're healthy through it.
That's good advice.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think we see something, we're like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then, you may be doing more harm than good, in a lot of different areas. So if you are a mama, really wanting to maybe make a healthy change, pick one healthy change. I think that's, maybe we're not saying eliminate sugar. It's just not realistic
Scale
sometimes.
back.
Yes.
Scale
Yeah.
back. the
Maybe you're
sugar
choosing,
intake.
to eat things that have less sugar in them, or maybe we're having a few less boxed sides for dinner and we're having some more fresh veggies. Those teeny little things, they do start to add up because eventually your taste buds start to change. Your body starts to change. You notice like, I don't want that. I want this, but it's slow. And I think we're super hard on ourselves to try to, today's my day. And then when you fail with that, because it was an impossible task to begin with, now we're back to square one, maybe even worse. I'm a self-sabotager sometimes. Like I'm one that I'm like, ooh, I see some progress. I can eat that. Look, I'm doing good. And it's like,
That's a slippery slope.
yes. So just being, easy on yourself and paying attention, being mindful with your body. I think, I loved talking to you about this because I could talk on this stuff for hours and hours.
Me too.
Well, it is almost garden season here, so you'll have to bring your picnic basket.
Girl, I got my garden ready. I took all those boxes out. Like we're changing some stuff at the house. So I took all my little above ground ones. They're gone. I got my dirt ready. I'm ready.
It's about time for me to go get ours ready.
Yeah, she does a beautiful garden.
Well, we'll have to coordinate because whatever we grow that you don't and you grow that we
Yes.
don't, we'll have to do a little swapping.
And any extra, I'll take it off
Absolutely.
your hands.
You do a garden too,
Absolutely.
don't you?
My husband's more the gardener.
Okay.
This is on my list.
She has a property for a garden.
have
Beautiful property.
Yeah, I would like to learn to garden, but I look at it as like you've got to be fully committed.
Oh, yeah.
You got to like watch those seeds grow. You got to
Okay, Miss Maria, this is what we're talking about here. Listen, you start your garden with some basil,
Yes.
a nice little rosemary plant, and like a couple of herbs.
That's
You're
right.
good. That's your
Well,
first
herb
year
garden.
step.
That's
Yep.
right. Yeah,
And
we do have an herb garden. Oh,
And the basil for me is like, I go every time I walk by it, I just either hit it with my foot or my hand.
for rosemary.
The smell.
Love it. So good.
Yep. Yeah, that's where you start. You don't
Yeah.
have to, we don't need a big veggie garden right off the bat. Look, a few little herb garden. Let the kids go out there and pick your cherry tomatoes. My kids, that's where they love to be in the garden, is because they go out there and eat all kinds of stuff. In fact, sometimes I'm like, Luke, stop that. Don't eat that leaf. You know, he's like, it's pretty good. I'm like, it's a stem. That's the stem, dude.
My favorite thing in the garden is our pole beans, our green beans.
Yeah, you can eat those straight off too.
Boys will be down there picking them off the fence. Really is what it is.
Yeah, put those kids to work this summer and get them out there. And get you a little garden.
Do
together.
it.
There you go. And you got your organic produce, and it's super nutrient dense because it's from your backyard.
Yes, you don't have to. Isn't that cool when you break off like some of the like leaves, like maybe a lettuce or a kale or something like that, and you see those nutrients come out because you broke it and it's like trying to heal itself? You don't get that from the lettuce in the store.
No.
That's gone already.
Nope.
Like that's that good stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, you guys. Are you good? Do you have any last thoughts or questions for Maria?
I don't think I have any questions. I just want to say thank you for being here. You know, I thought
Absolutely.
this was a great conversation.
Yes.
I learned a lot, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you so much. It was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much.
See
And
you in
again,
class.
this is Maria Voisin. She has Rose and Kite Fitness, and she's out of Cleveland, but she also does online classes. She has an incredible website with lots of information. You can contact her there. And again, it's roseandkitefitness.com.
That's right.
All right.
Yes.
So you said see you in class.
See
I
you
love
in
that.
class.
Yes. Thank you guys very, very much for being here and joining us again. As you know, we have a goal this year, 10,000 subs on YouTube, and we never, ever want to forget, we cannot do this show without our incredible producer, Stay Stoked Creative Co. You can find more about him in the show notes below, and you can find out more about Maria in the show notes below as well. And I think that's it for us this week. We will see you guys next time.
Yep. Thank you guys. Be blessed.
Thank you.